Have you ever thought what you want to keep in the hobbies and interest section of your resume? Do you want to tell the world about your ability to play chess? Or do you want to tell them about cooking, gardening, or your skills as a football coach? Well, it all depends on what your perspective is and what you're trying to achieve in your career. A lot of people say that you should keep your resume strictly professional. But at the end of the day, you're not hiring a robot, you're hiring a human being who is going to have other interests as well. Now, think of it from a recruiter's perspective. These hobbies play an important role in determining and helping the recruiter understand your psychology, your thinking, and your ability to pursue the career that you want to pursue or you are saying that you want to pursue. At Career Earth, we have this question thrown at us every day. Should we keep the hobbies? Should we keep the interests? Which one should we drop? Are both the same? Which hobby should we keep? Which interest should we drop? So on and so forth. So after this huge discussion that has happened internally, we decided to create a video for you on how to determine if you should keep your hobbies and interests on the resume or not. We came up with a framework, something that will help you understand how to use the hobbies and interest section of your resume and how to make it worthwhile without creating clutter on your resume. Let's tell you about this interesting framework. This framework is called Life. Life yani Zindagi. And the idea behind this framework is that the first thing we want to understand is what is the linkage between your hobbies and your career. Let me tell you some recent examples that we've seen so that you can understand better whether this is helpful or not. So a young professional came to us who wanted to pursue banking and finance. And in the hobbies section, he'd written about playing chess at the state level. Now, naturally, this resonated very well. Playing chess is strategic. You're thinking about numbers. You're trying to figure out how you can solve a problem from a strategic angle. Finance is very similar. You're looking at numbers and data and trying to find the story that is evolving about the business. We thought it was a great fit. Another person came to us and said, I like to do creative writing and photography. And this person wanted to pursue a career in marketing. Now, clearly, there is evidence that this person has a keen eye towards brands, ability to look at colors, thinks about consumer psychology, and is able to link the two things together. Again, a great fit. Then there was a man who came to us and said he wanted to do data science. So we asked him, what do you do as in your hobbies or your free time? He said he looks at solving puzzles. Logical thinking, numbers, those are the kind of things that come to mind when people talk about solving puzzles. And this person wants to be a data scientist. Excellent. The next thing to understand is the insight that your hobby gives out. What insight will the recruiter see when they read your hobby? And it is very, very important to be very clear as to what insight you want the recruiter to see, understand, and perhaps even ask you in the interview about it. Remember, talking about hobbies, many people are reluctant to do that. But if they do that, then that is clear intent that you are going to be perhaps hired. The insight section helps the recruiter figure out how your thinking works. Do you think logically? Do you like creativity? Do you take initiative? Are you a go-getter? Or are you a person who likes to work in teams? For example, somebody playing football. That's very, very important, working in teams. A person who wants to be an investment banker has to be playing competitive sports, because in investment banking, competitive sports has a role. You are constantly trying to find ways to convince the client to listen to your financial advice and give you the mandate to buy and sell companies. In competitive sports, it is the same story. You're trying to win the match. So the insight part is very critical. What insight do you want the recruiter to see? Then comes the fit. Is there a fit between your hobby and your career aspirations? Now, the issue is that a lot of people do a lot of things, but they did it way back then. I ran a 100 meters race when I was in school, but I'm a mid-career professional. Now that's great, but the fit in terms of time is not there. You can clearly see that this person ran a race because back then running was a hobby, but then how has his hobby evolved? Has he lost the steam? Has he lost the energy inside him to do it? Was it a one-off thing? How does his background fit with the role or the career that he's aspiring for? If that is not visible to the recruiter and the fit is absent between the hobby and the career aspiration, then it's going to be a hard task to convince the recruiter why you should be recruited. The last part is evidence. Now, people give us all kinds of evidence when they're trying to fill this section. As I was just mentioning, one person said that he used to run a 100 meters race back in the school days and he was a champion gold medalist. But this evidence is more nostalgia. It's way back then. You are not being able to get any new insight as to he continued to run 100 meters races or he continued to play competitive sports. Some people say we did painting and we were state champions. But after the last painting was done many, many years ago. So what has happened is that the hobby section has become nostalgia section. You're filling stuff in there because you're nostalgic about your past achievements. You've not really picked up the hobby and developed it over time. Something which shows that it is still relevant for you. Something that shows it is still meaningful for you. Something that the recruiter can relate to and say that this individual has shown persistence and resilience and will continue to do this over time. If that is missing, then even though you have some evidence, it is dated evidence and that doesn't help. So you might remove the clutter from the resume. Now it's very important that you do have a hobby which is current, something that you have been building upon recently, something that relates to the work and career aspirations you have, something that drives clarity, that is fit, that is insight, that is evidence. All of those things have to come together. If those four elements don't come together, LIFE, life, then Zindagi will not work. It will fail. Therefore, try to use our framework, see if it works. As always, I am leaving the framework at the end of the video so that you can see it at your leisure and try to see how it is working or not working. Give us some feedback if required and continue to be subscribed to our channel. I look forward to seeing you at Career Earth.